I'm Liz Hirsh Naftali, and today I'm here in Israel, speaking to people who were impacted by October 7th and chose to fight, chose like I did, which was to do everything we could to help bring home all the hostages, and instead of looking for revenge and hate, looking for kindness and hope. I'm going to speak with Hagar Brodich. I'm going to speak with Tamar Schlesinger, and I'm also going to have an opportunity to speak with Aviva and Keith Siegel. At what point did you understand this is a crisis?
They opened the door and Abigail was there. I took her to the safe room with the kids, and she was covered with blood, but I understood it's not her blood because she wasn't injured. And she immediately told me, my parents are dead.
She's 3 years old.
Yeah, she was 3 years old.
I just got a message, one boy that saw his parent murdered and needs help. And I called Michael, it was 9 and 17 minutes. I heard Amalia, so I understood that he's not alone. They told me that they are 9 and 6. And immediately I understood that their life in danger. And we started a very long talk, 12 hours.
And he said, take us to your car. And they forced us out of the house through the window, and he told me to start the car. Maybe if you put in the wrong code, I think it's 3 times, you can't start the car for like 20 minutes. So I actually thought to do that.
And I said, don't even think about it. They'll kill us.
They'll kill you.
Yeah.
The moment we got to Gaza City, there were like a big crowd of people. Like they were like dancing and having a party, and there was a big celebration. And the terrorists opened the car. People outside started to beat me and pull my hair. Abigail sat on me. And the terrorist who sat beside Ofri, she was 9 years old back then, he always tried to hold her shirt and pick her up to show her to the crowd, like what he got, the trophy that he got.
What were those moments where you had to say to yourself, I'm going to survive?
One of the terrorists was very, very mean to us. It was mean all the time, and I just couldn't handle it anymore. And then I looked at Keith and Amit at that time. We were the 3 of us together, and I said to them, don't look at him when he does that. Just like, let's all look down and not be part of what he's doing to us, because that's what he wants us to be scared. And I remember that feeling of saying to myself, he's not going to touch me. He's not going to touch my soul.
And when we realized that Abigail had been taken with Hagar Brodich and her 3 children into Gaza, the first thing I did was ask my brother-in-law, Dory, I said, send me a photo of Abigail. And I got this picture, this beautiful 3-year-old child with brown curly hair, big brown eyes, playing with some pretty colored blocks and looking up. And I took this photo and I said, I'm going to bring you home. It was that photo that I took when I went to Washington, D.C. a few days later. I went with the family of Keith Siegel, and the 2 of us were the first 2 hostage advocates to show up in Washington, D.C., showing leaders the faces of hostages. And one of the things I said to a lot of these leaders was, her parents are killed, they're dead. I'm her auntie, and I'm asking all of you to also be her aunts and uncles and help me to fight for Abigail.
I think you were more skillful than diplomats and politicians like us. You just became a woman with a mission, a very Jewish mission, frankly, of tikkun olam. How do I heal this deeply wounded and fractured world?
It was in that meeting that I heard Abigail's name for the first time, and you all were so smart. You brought pictures. Then we actually got to see her beautiful little face.
I am blessed by your friendship, but I'm also so admiring of your activism. You were like a walking heart, as you went from place to place and just tirelessly pursued the return of every possible hostage.
Abigail, to me, became the face of October 7th, and she became my mission.
I speak with people all over the world, And I just say to them in my own words, hope looks good on you.
Hope does look good on you.
Thank you. Thank you. Well said.
When I'm thinking every day about Abigail, how brave she is, how she figured out by herself what to do to survive and to rescue herself. And I think she's the most powerful girl, and she's lucky she has herself, really. Beautiful. And how she's now, and that how she will grow, I know she would be okay.
When you brought Abigail to my office and I had a chance to actually meet her and hold her and talk to her, it was miraculous.
For me, the hope comes from the peace builders. I think that the crisis of our time, not only in Israel and Gaza, but also in America and also in the world, is that we have lost our capacity to imagine each other.
I never gave up hope. Never. We have the universal motherhood, the caring, and I still believe that things are going to be better in a way in the future.
More and more as I think about it, the whole country, all the Jews that I've met, and lots of other people also, just want good for everybody, and they give me a lot of hope. And I just want to say that every time I came to the States and I met you, I couldn't wait for you to open your mouth. You are just so clever, so bright. I learned from you, and I think that everybody did, and you're amazing. And I just had to say that.
You can't give up. When we went to all those meetings, you've been with us at the Hill and the White House and President Biden and all those guys, and you had this punch, especially after Abigail was released. And it was a great thing that you kept running with us. That was a secret weapon for us. Yeah.
In the midst of your own heartache for your own family who suffered this horrific, unthinkable violence, you continue to hold a vision of humanity, a vision of peace. How can I not do the same?
The joy I found with how many people, I know it came out of tragedy, but the amount of people who used to come to services on the regular basis really doubled after October 7th and continues because people felt like, this is where I want to be. I want to be with community.
I think that someday we can live here, that my kids will be able to grow their children here and their grandchildren in peace and in quiet with all the nations around us.
I really, really believe that part of my healing, my rehabilitation, recovery, is doing for others, to be able to continue helping people in any way that I can, people that are in need.
I want to invite that anybody that's listening to me anywhere in the world, love, give, and donate. It's not worth it.
I don't seek revenge, and I try to look and see where we can find love and cooperation. And for me, it's also the hope is about a world where children, Abigail, children in Gaza, children in the region, children in the world, will have responsible adults like myself and like so many of us that are fighting for them.
You kept your eyes centrally focused on how do we end this nightmare. One of my favorite moments as a United States Senator in the Capitol is you, me, and Susan Collins standing having a conversation while little Abigail is busily coloring a little girl delivered home and alive, and a woman standing amidst us all who brought us together for a future, and a little girl with her crayons in hand sees a better world, perhaps even bigger and bolder, dreaming it anew in a way that should give us all that hope and that spirit. So thank you.
You helped not just Abigail, but all of the hostages and the hostage families. You were a source of persistence, determination, and strength.
In the middle of all that darkness, it was a great joy to get to link arms with someone who I consider a sister now.
It's all about the human connection, and that's what keeps us going. That's what keeps, hope alive, as they say. And that's what we're going to keep doing, Liz, you and me, as long as we're on this earth and we can get out of bed and try to figure out how to make a difference. We're going to keep doing it.
Hope looks good on you.
Hope looks good on you, and IKAR will always be a defiantly hopeful community.
Smile without a reason why. Love as if you were a child. Smile no matter what they tell you. Don't listen to a word they say, 'cause life is beautiful that way.